Questions to ask, right? A campaign with the confidence rising. I told WDF don't switch, good times are coming on even deep diving. Fan cams, reactions, watch alongs to the pride of London thriving. The Eagles of South, they flying. Keep your eyes on us, we ain't hiding.
I do love that intro. I really do. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the Premier League Review Show. I am your host, the Saint of Selhurst, and I am back again. And I'm live. This is my first live solo show, so we're taking off yet another first for me here on Eagle Eye Football. So yeah, unfortunately, no one was able to join us for this show, so it's you and me again. Thank you very much for joining me. So, what have we got in store for you tonight? Well, we've got dramatic last-minute goals. We've got 7-0 thrashings up on Merseyside. We've got the return of Charity Professional Football Club. Oh boy. Oh boy. Thrills, spills. It can only ever be the Premier League, can't it? Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Let's do some comments just before. Brush, like, share, sub, hashtag Glazers out. I agree on that. I'm not even a Man United fan, and I agree. Bobby K here, showing the love there as well. And big up Neil with the Eagles. And Hazza says, evening, Nicky. Evening to you, my friend. Thank you very much for joining me here tonight. So, if I get this right, should we get started then? I think we should. First game of the weekend kicked off in the Etihad Stadium with Manchester City facing off against Newcastle United. Two teams going for European football. Newcastle absolutely. Hang on, have I got a guess?
The cavalry has arrived.
Oh my god!
We heard that you were doing it on your own, so me and Dan thought after Tapped Eagle we were still chatting, so we thought we'd come on. So Dan will be here in a sec.
Oh, look at that, guys! Absolutely wonderful. Well, thank you ever so much. I've got co-hosts. Woo! Oh my word! It's been a while since I've had a co-host. Right. So, well, welcome to JC, and in a moment, through the power of the internet, here's Dan. Oh dear. Thank you very much for joining me, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Nice
how are you
back
both?
as well.
I was okay until I did Tact Eagle, because then I realised we were going to get absolutely thumped at the weekend.
I feel the exact same, Dan. Don't you worry.
Oh boy. Rich is coming in there with a Nicky, yes, and has a football friends, Palace friends. Right. Where was I? Right, I was talking about Manchester City 2, Newcastle United 0. Crucial game for both teams. It has to be said. Newcastle, who are really seem to be slipping up a little bit, but with Manchester City going on strong, who do remain second after this game. Phil Foden is back, baby. 15 minutes in, he thumps in a goal. Absolutely fantastic. I've got on my notes here. He just glided past 3 Newcastle defenders like they weren't even there. Superb. Absolutely superb. It wasn't until the second half when Bernardo Silva scored the decisive second goal for the hosts to seal the win. But with Newcastle, they did have their moments. Let's not take away from that. Longstaff, Sean Longstaff that is, had a shot blocked. Callum Wilson, ever so slightly off the mark there. Couldn't get it done before Willikin Isak could not get it done. I love how you're
Sorry,
both laughing at me.
I'm laughing. No, I'm laughing. I'm too childish. I laughed when you said Longstaff.
Oh, for God's sake! Oh,
Sorry.
am I back teaching? Am I back in my classroom? Great. Well, the strange thing about Newcastle is that they don't do well at the Etihad. This is quite clearly as the reason why. They have never won in the Premier League at the Etihad.
Really? Well, even when it was City of Manchester Stadium, like when they weren't very good.
I believe before they yeah. So before
As in, like before they got taken over, I meant.
yeah. So
Really? Wow.
as soon as they moved from their former stadium to the Etihad, as we know it now, Newcastle have never won. But Newcastle were, before this game, unbeaten in their last 8 away games. So they were going strong away from home. But unfortunately, this is their 14th loss at the Etihad. Oh boy. Newcastle do remain 4 points off of fourth place Tottenham, however, with 2 games in hand, but with no win in their last 5. Eddie Howe must be feeling the pressure now because they're getting wasteful. You can't afford to be wasteful at this point, not where you are, Newcastle. So, fix up or get gone.
I feel like defensively they're a good side, but like in attack they just don't seem to have that same lethality, do they?
No.
Yeah, it's a bit like they've got great defense and they've got great forward players. It's sort of the midfield feels a little bit like Bruno, and that's about it. I think if they had a few more midfielders to transition from defense to attack, they'd be a different team completely.
I completely agree. Here's an interesting stat for you.
Really?
That's a lie.
That can't be
Surely
true.
not.
That's a lie.
I'm sorry. I'm
Surely
checking
not.
that. Wait.
Gotta be a lie.
Surely not, because we've got the lowest league goals in 2023 in the Prem.
Where is that thing I use? This year, yeah?
Yeah, apparently.
Is that including the cup or not? I'll include the cup.
Isn't that just then the 1 goal?
1, 2.
Wait. So we've scored.
Right. We've scored 5 goals this year.
I've got it as 5. I've got 4.
I'm looking in the cup as well.
Oh, fair.
And Newcastle has scored 1.
Oh my god, that is true.
3.
I was about to say, Hazza, who's your source on this? Who's your source?
My. Well, certainly in the league it's true, because in the league we've scored 4. They've scored 3 goals.
3.
Okay.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they've scored 8 in all comps, but we have scored more in the Prem. Which
So
is
there we
nice.
go. There we go to clear that one up for you.
That's a hell of a stat, Hazel. Where'd you find that?
Fair play. That's a good one. I'm gonna mention that one next time. Someone
There you
says
go.
that well.
And Hazza saying, just watching Dan and JC laugh is making me laugh. Well, we aim to entertain here. Manchester City, obviously hitting their stride. They're going after Arsenal like nobody else. I think I've never seen Manchester City trailing. I've always seen them being chased because the last title race that we obviously had was Manchester City and Liverpool were chasing City. It's strange to see Manchester City under the cosh. I like this. City are desperate. It's going good. Right. We're going to move from one major city to the capital, and I'm not going to lie, this game had me. Now, I work with Arsenal fans, and I'm not going to lie, I got caught up in celebrating this. I did, because Arsenal 3, AFC Bournemouth 2, the second fastest Premier League goal scored by Philip Billing. I believe 9.11 seconds from
Is
the
it-
get-go. It was just like, oh, and the whistle's gone, and they've scored. You don't even get a chance to sit down before the 10th second's gone, and yet you're 1-0 down, Arsenal. Ooh, boy.
I think the thing that makes it even better for me personally is that the fastest was Shane Long, I believe.
Yes.
And that came from the other team's kickoff, and he just pressed. But I think that this made it better because it was Bournemouth's kickoff. The routine was great. It was kickoff, through ball to the wing, and he just put it in the box and he scored. It was brilliant. Caught him sleeping.
Absolutely, JC. Absolutely, yeah. It has to be said, Arsenal defensively were poor in this game. We can't take this away from them. They were 2-0 down to a team that has no right in being 2-0 up at the league leaders stadium. But here we go. An absolute raucous game. Marco Senesi makes it 2-0 before an hour's even gone. But then 5 minutes later, it's party time, and I have never sounded more posh than that. Great, great, yay, great. That's gonna get clipped. I know it will. Oh well. And then 8 minutes later, I believe this is his first goal for Arsenal. Do correct me if I'm wrong. Ben White turns up and scores. And then I tell you what, I celebrated like Palace had won this game. Reece Nelson off a desperate corner, and I've been watching videos of it from fan point of view, from fans who were watching in pubs and everything, and it's like that video I think in Bristol in the World Cup where all the beers are going flying in Hyde Park, beers going flying and everything. That Reece Nelson, take a bow, son, because you might have just. I would reckon that that's a goal that will go a long way in Arsenal's title race. What do you think, guys?
Definitely.
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
it was a moment, wasn't it? It was a big moment. It is a very big hit and hope, but it paid off. It went cleanly through 10, 12 people. And I tell you what, it went right in the corner as well. Proper side netting. And it is one of them moments. I think every title race, every team that's tried to stay ahead, they've always had this sort of moment in their season, haven't they? But there's no context in where it happens. For example, when City were going for the league, and then Company scored that goal against Leicester, it reminded me of that a little bit. Just an absolute hit and hope, but it pays off, and that's the kind of thing that wins you leagues. You get the luck, and it just that's what happens.
As I said, this game was mad. It really, really was. And he's got another interesting stat for us. His PE teacher used to teach Reece Nelson.
Nice.
So that PE teacher. Oh, there goes my laptop. Well done.
Nice.
Well done.
Well, my English teacher used to teach Stormzy, but I'm not a rapper though, am I?
Hey, I'm not a rapper.
Oh dear me. Yeah, so more about this game. The strange thing is that Arsenal dominated this game on the ball. An 80 to 20% swing of the possession of the ball. They mustered 30 shots on goal. 30 shots on goal. So absolutely dominant were the Gunners.
They were gunning for it.
Wait. Oh dear, that's terrible. Unfortunately for Arsenal, they did see Leandro Trossard limp off. He was replaced with Emile Smith-Rowe. the VAR did come into play in this game with 2 checks on a Chris Mepham handball and a challenge on Tomiyasu, which both went against their way. I watched them back. They were bogus anyway. A lot of people saying man of the match was Reece Nelson. Completely agree. We'll find out later if he's certainly in the running for baller of the week. He did get an assist and he did get a goal. We'll find out later if he does win that ever coveted award that everyone in the world wants. It's more coveted than the Ballon d'Or. We are going to go from London to a game that I don't want to talk about. Right, Joachim Andersen scored an own goal. Chet Decore got sent off. That's it, done. More on that later.
If you want to know more, look at the review.
Look at the review.
Look at the highlight of the review. Put it this way: if you watch the whole review, it's an hour and 15 minutes of
pain.
Yeah, I was gonna use another word, but of complaining. Now an hour and 15 minutes of complaining.
Got me going now. That's it. I'm never gonna say his name properly ever again.
Dan, we've corrupted the integrity of this show. I'm not gonna lie.
Integrity. There never was integrity in this show. Right. We're gonna go from Villa Park to another game that I don't really want to talk about, but it was funny to watch. It really was funny to watch the utter capitulation. Yeah. West Ham, you have one job. One job. You utter bottle jobs. I hope you get relegated. Good night.
I wouldn't mind it too, because I'll win like 40 quid.
So any West Ham fans, sell it to Millwall for us next season, because good God, you were dire. Absolutely dire in this game. Right, let me bring up my brief.
I feel like that's a quote that could go very badly wrong there, Nicky.
Mate, this show and me, when I've been by myself, I've been known to make some very, very harsh calls here. So, yeah, live by the sword, die by the sword. I've even challenged Brighton fans to fight me. I don't want to fight. Let me make that clear. Because I definitely win. You're all bitches.
Wait.
It's past Watershed. I don't care. This is the first Watershed Premier League review show as well. So thank you for that. Right.
Oh, you're lucky. It's only 3 minutes into the Watershed, so it's a good thing you just started sweating now.
Yeah, he had his eye on the time.
I checked the time. I was like, it's 9:03.
He's a little scammer. That's what he is.
So this takes Brighton onto 38 points, and they are 3 points off of 5th place Newcastle with a game in hand. Oh God, they're on a European run. They're going for the European run, and I hate it. We're never going to hear the end of this.
The only thing I would say about Brighton, that I'm saying it completely in hope rather than actual thinking this, but under De Zerbi, they haven't gone through a bad patch yet. A bit like Newcastle at the moment. Newcastle are going through that bad patch, I think, where they haven't scored very much. Brighton are yet to go on it. Whether that'll be this season or next, But I would say in this fixture as well, Brighton always do well in this fixture.
Well, I think De Zerbi will certainly feel second season syndrome. He certainly has deserved to keep his job at Brighton. It has to be said. If we look at it from a neutral point of view, they have done an absolute blinder. So the goals, Alexis McAllister scores from the spot in the 18th minute. They hold the 1-0 lead up until Joel Veltman, of all people. I keep forgetting he plays for them. He scores in the 51st minute, and then I'm only going to say his surname. I'm not gonna butcher his name. He doesn't deserve that. Matoma scores in the greatest minute of all time. He scores in the 69th minute.
Hey.
Hey.
Well,
That's a
Apparently,
nice
Sean-
goal.
Apparently, that's Sean Longstaff's favourite minute.
ladies and gentlemen, we have the Sean Longshaft Award. It goes to Mitoma of Brighton. Hooray! And then
I bet you he loves that award.
20 minutes later, Danny Welbeck.
It was a hell of a goal.
Did you say Daddy Welbeck?
No, I said Danny Welbeck. I said Danny Welbeck.
Oh,
Let's be
yeah.
clear. Let's be clear.
Dan was just reading.
I haven't
the chat.
actually seen it, to be fair.
There we go. What does Moyes have to do to get the sack, by the way? Apparently,
Wait until you play Palace.
Yeah, Cherry Professional Football Club will he'll give him his
We
due.
got you guys.
Don't
We
you
got
worry. Don't worry, lads.
oh, I'll tell you what, talking about this game, I am already a quarter of the way through of Ray and Nephew.
You're visiting Uncle Ray. Okay.
I thought you had nephews, not just one.
Oh, dear. Well, West Ham have never beaten Brighton in the Premier League, Sky have said.
Yeah, that is true. Only because I remember last year they played them, and all the West Ham fans on Twitter were going on about how they never play well against them. They don't like playing them. But I think the weird thing, I think, going back to Daddy and the Don's comment, I think it's weird because defensively, like, you're good, but assuming you're a West Ham fan, but defensively West Ham are good, but like in attack they've got the players, but they just don't like use them. Do you know what I mean? Like Paqueta's a very good player. Skamaka's a very good player. I mean, Bowen, as we've seen, is a very good player. Antonio, on his day, I know he's not played that well this season, but on his day, he's a very good player. Do West Ham still have Cornet? Is he still about?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, again, Ben Rama, again, very good attacking players. Do you know what I mean? And
just no end product.
Nothing
at the moment. That could change. That could change. But we have to remember that West Ham are on a European run as well in the Conference League. So obviously, they are going to drop off. Something is going to get sacrificed, and obviously, it is league position this season. They want to try and prioritize their European run, it seems, which is probably the reason why Moyes has kept his job. So yeah, that is our third clean sheet of the day. And here's an interesting stat for you. We will not see another away goal, and we will not see another away win or even anything from the away sides for the rest of the Saturday. It was certainly... Actually, hang on. If I check... Yeah, so if you were playing away on the Saturday, you lost. When does that ever happen?
Well, let's hope that happens again and City lose.
Well, this season's for in that respect has been quite mad. Because I've been doing all my spreadsheets every week. Won't go into it too much, but like every team, only one team in the whole league has played better. Only one team in the whole league has played better away from home this season. Every other team has played better at home, and even if you talk about teams that have just played better at away than home, or just even then, they're quite few and far between. Like teams this season just have played a lot better at home than away this season. Like even when you look at like Liverpool, for example, Liverpool have only played slightly worse at home this season, whereas away they've dropped something like 18 points compared to last season. And same with City. City are actually better at home this season than they were last season. Believe it or not, that is possible. But again, away from home, like they've actually not been very good. Well, by comparison.
I completely agree. Right, we're gonna focus on a 1-0 win for Chelsea over rivals Leeds. A good old fashioned rivalry. This is. Wesley Fofana scoring the only goal. Now, we've all seen all the stories of Graham Potter being under pressure and under fire. Is he the right man for Chelsea? Well, apparently, from Saturday just gone to yesterday, apparently so. Yesterday hurt. That was hurtful. That was hurtful as a Dortmund fan. So screw you, Chelsea. I hate you all. So Chelsea have not won in their last 6 games, and let's just say mid-table mediocrity has struck at Chelsea because oh boy. But Graham Potter said he is delighted to experience that, quote, winning feeling again. Well, an absolute, it was a great game to have this because Kai Havertz denied by a Meslier save, and João Felix again really showing his skill here. He's hit the bar. He certainly knows where the goal is. He just can't get it in the net. So this is their first goal since February 14th. The last time Chelsea scored, I was 26 years of age. I've not seen a Chelsea goal since I was 26. But yeah, Leeds struggled to put any pressure on Chelsea whatsoever. And you have to say, beating Leeds is not that great a thing. Leeds fans, don't come at me again. I'm just saying, you're not exactly, prime source.
Do we have to play them again? Because if we do, then that's going to be something to come back at.
Yeah, I know. But Fofana scorers the only goal. An overall good performance by Chelsea. We've seen appearances again from Badashile, Fernandez. Who else did we have? We had Zakaria come on. I'm going to try and pronounce his name here. I'm going to try. Chukwuemeka. Oh, I butchered that. That was terrible. And of course, we also had Madueke as well. Come on. But yeah, no, this was good by Chelsea. They started off in a very, very an old formation. I didn't think I'd see them use again. They started back in their old 3-4-3 formation. Has Graham Potter been looking at Tuchel's notes? Just saying. They were successful under Tuchel. He's under pressure, so. But yeah, Daddy and the Don here with Chelsea won last night after a lucky bounce and a retaken penalty and beat a poor Leeds team at home, and now they are back apparently. Yeah, back in mid-table mediocrity, I would say. Because
I spoke to my mate who is a Chelsea fan, and he actually goes to games, so he's quite a rare one. He seems to be set. He was saying to me that they've been playing well, but they've just not been finishing the opportunities that they should be doing. So, I mean, I said to him that's something that, funnily enough, happened under Graham Potter when he was at Brighton. They used to make a lot of chances, but not necessarily finish them. So I don't know if that's maybe the way he plays, or maybe they need a striker. But then I also think strikers are quite a rare thing now. Like a proper out-and-out striker is quite a rare thing. Yeah,
I completely agree with you on this, Dan. I think the days of the old striker, of the old like regular number 9 goal scorer, are actually over. Especially in terms of the Premier League, where we're seeing more wingers score, we're seeing midfielders, defenders score. The number 9, the days of Drogba, Van Persie, gone, which is a shame because I do love a good number 9 who can actually score goals.
I like Haaland then.
Haaland, yes,
he's one of the
cheat code.
I do think out-and-out strikers will make a slight comeback. The reason why I say that is because one, Haaland. I would say Kane, but I think Kane's good enough that he does everything.
Mhm.
I'd say Kane's more of a
Weghorst.
centre forward now.
You think?
Yeah, I don't think he's a proper striker right now. 'cause he
Oh,
comes
right.
off the
Sorry.
bench, doesn't he?
Yeah. Sorry, that's what I mean. Yeah, like he tends to drop back and bring other players in. Weghorst is another one. Like, let's be honest, they bought him to basically be an out-and-out striker. I think they might make a little comeback.
Well,
Because
here's hoping.
I think the whole lack of a striker is a remnant of Pep Guardiola's Barcelona and everyone trying to copy them basically over the years.
Daddy and the Don with another comment here. Havertz is not the answer up top for Chelsea.
I agree. Still scored against us, though, didn't they?
Yep,
Or did he? Did he? Yeah, he did.
he did. Charity Professional Football Club.
I think
You're
he was bought to be a second striker, not to be a proper striker. But then
Yeah,
they're
he was.
playing him as a proper striker and playing Felix as a second striker.
Yeah,
It's weird because they're both second strikers, but they just swap roles.
yeah. So
Yeah.
when Havertz was in the Bundesliga, he was definitely in that
Hey.
centre forward second striker role. He wouldn't, push, but he would be there every single time, and he would certainly catch, a stray ball, and he would fire that into the back of the net. So Havertz, he's fine. He's been scoring again. So it looks like maybe on the up and up for Chelsea. Maybe some light at the end of the tunnel. But Graham Potter still has a long way to go before I think he's won over the majority of Chelsea fans. They have a trip to Leicester this weekend, but of course they'll be riding high after beating Leeds and Borussia Dortmund. So that's 2 clean sheets on the bounce for Chelsea in all competitions.
One last question before we move on to both of you guys.
Go for it.
Do you think, as he was just making this little chat about number 9s and how Chelsea don't have a proper number 9, but they've got 2 second strikers, what do you think Lukaku would play well now that he's got someone like Felix to back him up? Same as how he's got Lautaro at Inter.
That's a good question.
Because Lautaro is very similar to Felix,
Mm.
and they play second striker there as well. So he's actually got someone that's just, if not better than Lautaro, to help him up top.
I think that would be certainly interesting.
I wonder, like, whether. I mean, I know it would never. Well, I say never say never. I think he would if it wasn't Chelsea, if that makes sense, because he's already been there twice.
Yeah.
Flopped twice. Wait, did he play bad the first time? Well, anyway, he's had bad experiences. What I'm trying to say, I don't think if it was, say, Arsenal, I think maybe yeah, but I think because it's Chelsea, I don't think he would.
Yeah, I just exactly the same here with as Dan said. I think him going back to Chelsea was a mistake anyway. It screamed of desperation from Chelsea. I don't know why Lukaku even left. I mean the business side of it was that Inter Milan needed to cut costs because they were in trouble after having won the Serie A title. But it just makes no sense. How about this for a comment though? What's this football channel about? Yeah,
completely agree.
Of course.
And it's even a Facebook viewer.
I know. So yeah, guys, we're on Facebook as well now. Go follow us.
And
like our page.
2 likes as well on the Facebook.
Woo!
Yeah, one of them is definitely not me.
Hey, every little helps, okay?
All right, Tesco's.
I might have to reactivate my account and give us a like as well.
Right, so enough about Chelsea. We're gonna talk about another London team getting embarrassed.
Yeah, this was pain. This was for us. This is pain, man.
So now I watched Expressions' reaction to this, and To say I nearly burst a lung. This had me in tears. So this isn't to say that Tottenham Hotspur were poor. They unfortunately hit the crossbar twice with Pedro Porro and Son hitting the bar early in the game. But it was Adama Traore who came off the bench in the 82nd minute and, well, yeah, sent the Wolves fans home happy. So this was Stellini's last game in charge of
Ooh.
Spurs before Conte comes back. Yes,
Quick
JC.
one. Bayern have just scored, so they're 2-0 up against PSG on aggregate. Choupo-Moting.
Apparently, I heard sorry, I know we're not talking about it, but I heard about did he get flagged offside or earlier or something?
Yeah,
Sorry, ignore me.
he did, but he scored again.
Woo! That's the name that's the Neymar missing. I think that's the Neymar. That's the missing link on there because he's out for the rest of the season. But yeah, well, Tottenham are actually playing as well. The same as we speak as well. They're playing AC Milan, which is, I believe, still 0-0. It is still 0-0. So good for that. Right. So Wolves and Spurs. Let me get my notes. Right. So Wolves before this game, 3 points above the relegation zone. They're feeling it as well. They are certainly in that zone that could very much go down. Having only taken 1 point from their previous 3 games, lack of confidence perhaps, maybe just not really getting that link-up play going. And Spurs having most of the possession of the game. And it did. I think Wolves certainly kept getting stifled. I mean, Diego Costa went off halfway through the first half. I believe it was. It might be. Yes, it was. So Diego Costa goes off with a very, very nasty injury. And Porro hits the crossbar off of a fantastic free kick. It has to be said. But unfortunately, it just wasn't good enough for Wolves, for Spurs rather. And Jimenez's shot is parried away by Forster, but falls straight to Adama Traore, and he smashes it in. And it has been a bad week if you're a Tottenham fan. And you're losing to Wolves. You're out the FA Cup. Do you know what? It's going to happen. I try and do this at least. Where is it? Oh, do we not have it's not looking good anymore?
I feel like this is another moment where we could play it because we're trying to find it. It's not looking good. It's not looking good, Rev.
It's not there because copyright keeps striking it down.
Oh, well.
So we have to remove it.
That's a shame because it was one of our funnier. Well, as we were saying, so what does this do for Wolves? Well, they shoot up the table right below Palace, in fact, with a game against them, of course. They do have a game against them, and they are on 27 points, so they are level with us. We are only ahead on goal difference, and that form, looking at the two teams, looking at Palace and Wolves, oh God, the less said, the better. Blimey. But Tottenham are still in a strong place. They're still fourth. So, it could go either way. They are feeling the pressure. Liverpool, we'll talk about them later. They are the major talking point. Newcastle, of course, who have 2 games in hand and are 4 points behind them. And on the outside chance, you've also got Fulham and Brighton and Brentford entering the fray as well. So Tottenham best buck their ideas up, hopefully with Conte back now, back from his recovery, which is nice to see. They will get going. Neil says, Spurs fan we spoke to in the service station was as pissed off as us. I can imagine.
That's
I
saying
can
something.
imagine. Says it best. Right, we are going to go to another 1-0. This is our last game of the Saturday. It was a late kickoff. Southampton 1, Leicester City 0. I did not see this coming. Anyone who says that they had Southampton winning this, liar. You're a liar. Because no one has Southampton to win this. Unless you're rich, of course, who knows all. He can predict all. Actually, maybe the less said about predictions, the better when it comes to me. Might be a wise idea.
You're a cheat.
I knew he would unmute himself
Get
for
the
that. I
Rotten
knew he would.
Tomatoes.
Yeah. I'm. This is the only acknowledgement of it that you'll ever see from me. I'll hold my hands up.
Boo.
Could be worse though. Could be worse.
Get it?
I don't know. I don't know why I said that.
I think the thing that could be worse is that since he stopped cheating, he's gotten better scores.
Do you know what? Let me.
It's true though, isn't it? You can't even lie.
I've been getting a few 6s and 7s here, but
Exactly.
the hero of the weekend is Dan with his 10 points. Thanks.
Pick up Dan.
Do you know what? Just for that, I'm seeing this off. Just
Go on, Nicky.
I struggle to believe there's any alcohol in it, if I'm honest.
There's a bit. I'm not working tomorrow, so I'm drinking.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right, Iheanacho missed so many chances. Leicester should have won. Completely right. Leicester, wasteful. What is there more to say? An absolutely terrible performance from the Foxes. But Southampton really, really will take this because they move off rock bottom of the Premier League. They are no longer getting hit by the rock. That was probably the worst wrestling reference I've done. That's the one.
Some say they're still cooking.
Wait, there we go. Thank you very much, JC. James Ward-Prowse, he missed a set piece. It can happen.
Not by much, though.
Who knew?
What did he miss? Penalty.
He did miss a penalty. So it's saved by Danny Ward.
Saved by Danny Ward. Wow, that is shameful.
I keep forgetting. Is he their main goalkeeper?
He is now, yeah, because Schmeichel left and Panier don't have any money, so they couldn't buy anyone new. So they bought a player who gets kept out of the Wales squad by Wayne Hennessy.
Yeah, they've got so Schmeichel's gone to a nice team.
No, I'm not letting you have that. I'm not.
I genuinely didn't know what team he's gone to, so I only just clocked. Yeah,
I'm not letting you have that, JC. I'm not. That was atrocious. He's sipping himself.
Time out.
Hang on. They're in here somewhere. Hang on. Yep, here we go. It's a red card for JC. Straight off. 3-game match ban for JC. But yeah, Carlos Alcaraz. I very nearly called him Alcatraz. So when I was writing this up, I put Alcatraz. I'm thinking, yeah, that sounds right. It's like,
well, he did get him out of jail.
Wait, this is why you watch this show, guys. He sent himself off. It's another red card. Oh my word. Well, you would expect that with a Palace YouTube channel. Red cards galore here because, wow. Dear me. Right, let's add him back. Right. So, So, Southampton now 18th place, 1 point behind Leeds, who are in 17th. I tell you what, who needs to get the praise for this game? Che Adams. He had an absolutely blinding game. So he definitely deserves plaudits for it because he was running the game. He was passing the ball very, very well. Alcaraz did score. Don't get me wrong. Well done. But a wasteful Leicester. Absolutely wasteful. Where they can't afford to be because they could very, very easily slip into this battle of trying to stay up here if they're not careful.
It's crazy, like looking at the players they have, and similarly with West Ham. For me, they're in the same bracket of like they've actually got a good squad, but like imagine getting relegated when you've got like Tielemans, Barnes.
Oh yeah.
Well, I know Vardy's a bit older now, but like they got some good They got some good players, and Rodgers is another one who I've seen a lot of Leicester fans aren't happy with.
We're all in the fizzy drinks today. I'm just noticing. We've got Pepsi Max. We've got Dr Pepper.
Yeah,
that's why I went downstairs.
I'm on the Diet Coke tonight.
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. It was all they had in Sainsbury's.
Ah, right. Okay, that's fine.
They let me down. They had no Pepsi Max. They had no regular Coke. I'm struggling now. Hey guys, I'm struggling.
I just need caffeine because I've got to work after this. So.
Well, that's ouch. Right, Sunday. Oh, boy, was this a Goalfest game. A Goalfest day. We'll get to the Goalfest in a moment. First of all, we've got a 4-goal game here. And... Oh, Everton. One does not simply beat Nottingham Forest, apparently. Absolutely incredible form are Nottingham Forest in. Because I believe they are at home 9-0. Or at least they've not lost in 9 home games. Everton, who stay in the relegation zone, 4 points behind Forest, who are 14th. That's a bit of a crazy stat, considering 3 points changes the whole spectrum of this relegation battle. But Nottingham Forest, who come back from behind twice. Ben Johnson, absolute hero for in this half of the season for Nottingham Forest, it has to be said. Damari Gray, though, getting off the score sheet with a 10th minute penalty, but 10 minutes later, Ben Johnson appears again. And interesting thing is that so Everton's Doucouré, not to be confused with the better, now suspended Doucouré of ours, actually said that he was actually close to leaving Everton when Frank Lampard was manager. One can't blame him for that.
I'm just questioning who the hell would want him.
Who? Frank Lampard? No one. It just goes to show if you were a former Chelsea player, don't go into management. Scott Parker, not looking good. Anyway, so the penalty, definite penalty, Stonewall penalty, because Dwight McNeil fouled by John Joe Shelby. Apparently, Voldemort was seen in the Nottingham area. So he tries a tripping jinx.
Does he play for Forest as well?
Who? Shelby? He does now. It's crazy because I'd actually forgotten he was still at Newcastle.
Jesus.
So yeah, well, good on him. At least he's getting game time in a team that certainly could stay up. Brennan Johnson. Sorry, I keep calling him Ben Johnson. I'll change that next week. So Brennan Johnson instantly equalizes. Great, well taken goal here. Before Doucouré scores in the 29th minute and restores. So what a first half an hour this game was. So obviously a response from Forest losing 4-0 to West Ham. Absolutely incredible run they've had at the City Ground because it extends this unbeaten run to 9 games, as I've said. But this was a feisty old game. There were handbags galore. I can't exactly. Did I write down how many yellow cards there were? No, I did not. There were a lot. There you go. Expert journalism.
When you said your comment about Scott Parker, did you know he's been sacked today? From
Yes, I know.
Club
That's
Med?
why I said it. 12 games. He went from Bournemouth. Am I correct on that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bournemouth.
But he got sacked first. He didn't
Champions
go.
League football. Why did they hire him in the first place? Absolutely crazy. They got rid of Neil Lennon for some reason.
I think it just goes to show how bad like English managers are, really.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah. I think the only exception I can certainly say in terms of success, Steven Gerrard's probably the only kind of exception to that because at least he was successful with Rangers in a massive way.
True, although he made us look like we had an attack when we played him at the beginning of the season,
even though we clearly don't.
Yeah.
So one change from Nottingham Forest, team that lost to West Ham, with RHEA coming in at right back since the first time since February 18th, and Sean Dyche making 2 changes to the team that lost 4-0 to Arsenal, with Ben Godfrey and goal scorer Demarai Gray coming in to the 11. Dominic Calvert-Lewin certainly seems to be missing from this team. He's still recovering from a hamstring injury. This man's got more sick notes than Nathan Ferguson at this point. He's Nathan Ferguson in Evertonian blue. So it's not looking good. Not looking good. Brennan Johnson almost had their winner, but his effort just tiny way wide off. It has to be said, a tight angle with one of the last few kicks of the game. But yeah, absolutely incredible performance by the Forest to recover the points, and they will certainly take that going into this weekend. Right. Any Man United fans around? Look away, because I'm about to laugh at you. Laugh at you hard, because this was funny to watch. Liverpool 7, Manchester United 0. Let that sink in. I want to say that again. Liverpool 7, Manchester United 0. Who decided to start playing FIFA on like beginner mode with Liverpool? Who took control of these lot? Did Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville just get out PlayStation 5 controllers and be like, "Yeah, let's do it"?
It was probably Nate from that one time he got caught lacking. He was playing FIFA on stream.
Oh dear me! Right, so lots of things to say about this game. An utter capitulation by Manchester United. Shameful performance. Yes, you can say maybe you can use the excuse of they've just come off winning a cup. Yeah, there's going to be a bit of a cool down period, but not against Liverpool. Not against your biggest rival, apart from Man City. You don't just relax. Evidently, Liverpool smelt blood in the water. Let that sink in. Exactly. So, 1 goal in the first half. Cody Gakpo with a tremendous strike to beat David De Gea from the left flank and just curled it in. Very nice. Very, very nice goal here. He scores, and it's looking good for Liverpool going into the second half. And then Mr. Headbutt himself, oh boy, he scores again. Darwin Núñez gets a goal in the 47th minute, and you have to say, as a Liverpool fan, this is good. This is good. This is all right. We like this. 3 minutes later, Cody Gakpo scores again, and you're thinking, hang on, what's going on here? This is not right. Mohamed Salah steps up in the 66th minute and puts away another goal. And at this point, Manchester United down their tools. They threw the tools down. They all went home because they didn't turn up after I'd say even after Cody Gakpo's second goal. 9 minutes later, Darwin Núñez scores his second of the game, and then 8 minutes later, Mohamed Salah scores a goal to become Liverpool's record Premier League goal scorer. So congratulations to him. He does deserve it. He certainly does deserve that. He's a fantastic, fantastic player. And then Roberto Firmino steps up with his ultraviolet teeth, and he decides, "Oh, I'm leaving. I might as well get my goal and go."
His teeth aren't as bad as Klopp's though.
But I can't hate on Klopp. I can't hate him. I can't.
No, that's fine. You don't have to, but I will.
There we go. A never to be forgotten night. I was hearing from my friends in Liverpool. Obviously, Ten Hag's team coming in 11 games unbeaten and fresh after a 6-year trophy drought, and were just completely overwhelmed. A Liverpool side that has been missing Madio Sane. Hang on, sorry, who? Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane. No.
57 minutes.
Madio Sane.
57 minutes. Yes.
What about Somala? Forberto Ramino.
What about Wilfred Haha?
Darwin Núñez scores goals as well with Cody Gakpo as well. Yep. Oh, this is going to be all over TikTok tomorrow. Not again. Oh, great. Can I at least make a request? Can it at least be, it was at this moment he knew he fucked up? Can I get that one?
We've already used it, so we have to find
Oh, and we've already used the, what did he say? Oh, there's one out there. Oh, well, we can do, if not, we don't do if, buts, or maybes. There's one. Oh god, I've lost my whole train of thought for that one. Oh, that's gonna be.
Do you mean ifs, mutts, or babies? No, that wasn't as funny as I thought it'd be.
Don't worry, I'm just getting the clip.
Yeah. And he was never seen again. Oh god, no. Right. Liverpool. Absolutely tremendous performance. Absolutely amazing performance. This is the kind of performance that could reignite their season, which has seen them floundering in the mid-table. They've been battling the likes of Chelsea, just trying to break into the upper echelons of the European places, just to even have a chance at it. But now this is certainly the call that this is what they need to be doing for the rest of their season. Can they continue on for this? We shall certainly see. Who do they play next? Let's have a look. See. Oh, they've got Bournemouth on the early kickoff. That'll be an entertaining game.
Do you reckon that'll be another 9? Was it 9? Didn't they beat
It
them
was
9-0 earlier? Was it 9-0?
Yeah. That was, and I believe it was at the Vitality
Yeah,
the
it
last
was.
time. So, oh boy, it is not looking good.
They got some tough games after that, though. They've got, after Bournemouth, they've got, they got the Champions League against Real Madrid, which they've already lost, let's be honest. Then they've got City away, Chelsea away, Arsenal at home, and then, then they've got Leeds.
Yeah. So some tough challenges coming up for Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. But this is certainly a great launching point for their season. If they want to even have a chance at finishing fourth, this is the kind of performance that they need to put in, week out. They can't be floundering in mid-table mediocrity anymore. Not with the team that they have, not with the likes of the link of Jude Bellingham always being thrown around. Will he go to Liverpool? It all depends on where they finish. If they don't get European football, I'll take him for another season. That's all right. Right. Manchester United, absolutely in the mud after this game. But the reaction, I want to talk about the reaction from the manager. He had the right reaction because Ten Hag is a very disciplined manager. This is why I genuinely have all the respect for him. He had them all in at before 9 a.m. the very next day for training. He had them running. That is a just. I'm not gonna say I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. But yeah, Ten Hag certainly will be coming back with a vengeance, and I believe their next game is against, I think it's an easy one in terms of them. They've got Southampton at home. Oh, Southampton! I'm sorry. That could be a very, very dangerous game for Southampton. But yeah, 7-0, absolutely trounced. I think this is the largest scoreline of the season so far.
Did Southampton lost 9-0 yet this season?
No, Liverpool beat Bournemouth 9-0.
There you go.
Was it 9?
that this season?
Yeah, that was literally like right at the beginning of the season. It was like literally like game week like 3 or 4 or something.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because it was at Anfield. No, that's right. Yes. Oh, I completely forgot. So Liverpool again with a huge amount of goals. So well done to them.
After they played off, I'm shocked that they could actually score 1 goal.
That's the probably reason why they were all singing songs and everything. Oh my God, we've scored more than 1. That I'm not gonna lie, for Liverpool as well, that's probably a cup final result for them to beat Manchester United, and Manchester United who were riding high, 11 games unbeaten, Marcus Rashford scoring for fun, and now it looks like,
imagine if it was us, like let's say Brighton finished like 6th or something, they get Europa League, but we beat them 7-0 at their place, like.
I'm taking
that. They would never live that down. Do you know what I mean?
Like,
regardless of how well they do that season, they could win the FA Cup, and like the fact that we would beat them 7-0 would just be like.
No. If they get a trophy before us, I'm quitting football.
I will go Formula 1 full time.
Dan, I'm pretty sure you said exactly what I said to you now on the way home from Villa.
I was going to quit football that day, retiring.
Yeah, that was a hard day. That was a really long day.
Yes, it was. And here is my reaction to this. There is not one single person to blame. It is the blame lies at the entire foundation, from the tactics of the manager to the performance of the players. Absolutely catastrophic. You may quote me on that. catastrophic was that game. I know we don't do normally well at Villa Park. We've not won there since I think Dwight Gale scored a winner. So that should tell you how long it's been. But at the same time, I'm getting sick and tired of this. I really, really am. When was the last time we won a game?
We, Bournemouth, which was like
Last year.
mid-December.
December. We've not won a game in 3 months. This can't continue. I was watching Tristan, friend of the channel, his video with his dad, and they were talking about what is going on. Where are we going? A lot of people seem to be thinking Vieira not getting the support he needs. He's not getting this. He's not getting that. Will he stay in the summer? A lot of people saying no, he won't. Guys, I want your reaction to that. Will we see Patrick Vieira? Now, bear in mind, this is not me asking you, will he be sacked? I'm asking you, will he be Palace gaffer come game week 1 of next season? At the moment.
I think it's rare for managers to just leave. I think if he did leave, like of his own accord, not because he got sacked, I think that would be incredibly damning to the board, because how often do you ever hear a manager just leaving? Like midway through their contract as well. Like not even like their contract is up, they fancy going somewhere else. Like midway through their contract. What is this contract?
JC, your thoughts?
I think that he'll stay, but I think that's a caveat if he survives till the end of the season, if we see good results come in, because after this season, his contract's out next season. So he only got a 3-year deal, if I remember correctly.
So he's got about a year and a half left.
Yeah, I'm just having a Google now.
Yes, he's only got a year and a half left. But I still stand by what we saw last season.
Mm-hmm.
When he has the players, when he got the investment he wanted and the investment that he needed, and he got the players that he wanted and needed, you saw what happened. First season, FA Cup semi-final, that don't happen to every new manager in the Premier League, especially a manager without any Premier League experience. So I really think that this run of games, genuinely, I think if he bucks up his ideas and we start winning, then I think that we're going to look back on this time at the end of the season and go, what were we all cussing about? We played every single top team back to back to back to back to back, and we still got draw, win, draw. So we still got some points out of games that normally, as a Palace fan, you'd be thinking, lost, but we're getting draws.
Yeah.
But that doesn't gloss over the fact that even though we are getting draws, the actual performance is shocking. The manner of how the players are playing is shocking. It looks like they don't care. I think that's what's hurting Palace fans the most. The lack of care, the lack of ambition, like the lack of heart and the lack of fight for the badge. I think that's just lacking a hell of a lot in the team right now. So I think if he survives, I really hope we give him the money that he needs to get the players that he needs, and that we keep giving him time, because we've seen what happens when he's got time to work with the players and have the players.
Was that an accident or?
1 hour, 9 minutes. What happened there? He's back.
Bruh.
A mouse with many buttons on it.
Yes!
This button right here. Because I was doing my hand movements, something like that, and it kicked myself out. But it is what it is. If he survives, if he gets the players playing, if he win, I think the main thing is, does he win the dressing room back? Because I think that his press conference after Villa, if I was a player, I would be like, yo, I wouldn't ever do anything to this guy if he's going to blast me to the media.
Yeah.
So
Good.
that's what my thoughts are on it. And if you
Yeah.
want to know more thoughts, then look at our review, look at the tactic, or
Yes.
look.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
talk about everything there.
I would certainly say that this is Patrick Vieira's crucible.
Everyone has a rough patch, but if he gets through it, then he'll be a better manager at the end of it.
I've said that
Yeah, for sure.
this is his second season syndrome hitting hard.
I said that at the start of the season before it even started, and everyone was looking at me funny.
The thing is, though, I'm gonna disagree. The reason why I say that is because I don't think we play in the same way as we did last season. I think for him as a personal second season syndrome, yeah, I get it. But like in terms of like what we do, like the way we play isn't the same as it was last season.
We played better last season.
Yeah, definitely. And I thought the system was a lot better last season too.
Yeah, I much rather the 6 and 2-8s rather than the 6-8-10. It
Yeah,
works
for
better
sure.
that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, there we go, guys. There we go. There is SOS reacts to that. Baller of the week. We're going to move on to a more happier award. Here we go. Baller of the week goes to Liverpool.
Oh.
That will be the day. The day Jean-Philippe Mateta wins Baller of the Week. Good God, I will shave my beard. I will go clean shaven. You heard it here first.
You know what? Me too, Nicky. I'll back you up on that one.
JC, you going to join us on that?
No.
he's been growing that for about 5 years, bless him. So
I haven't. I'm not gonna lie. This grows too quick. But the thing is, if I get rid of it, then I ain't got no chin.
Babyface JC.
I haven't got a chin, so it helps cover it.
You Sharpie, get some Sharpie,
and just draw on a chin strap, make it look like I have a jawline. Baller of the week. I don't know.
Baller of the week. I'm giving it to Liverpool for an absolutely tremendous performance this weekend. Absolutely, it needs not be said. We've already gone over it. Liverpool absolutely walking over Manchester United, which leads me on to Brick of the Week.
I'll give it to Reece Nelson.
Reece Nelson there. What about you, Dan? Any other contender for Baller of the Week?
I mean, I think it is hard to look past either of them, really, isn't it? I'm going to be boring and say one of them too.
There we go. Brick of the Week, or rather Bricks of the Week, Manchester United. 7-0. You utter fools. My God.
It's got to be Martinez as an individual, because man got sat down and sent into the next dimension, like Portal 2 style. Did you see what he did?
Yeah.
I think if I'm just being a pain and picking someone else just for the sake of it, it's got to be Ward-Prowse for missing a penalty against Ward, surely.
My other contender is Palace. I just wanted to.
You know what?
I just didn't want to lambast Palace too hard. I didn't want to do a Vieira and just be like, yeah.
My brick of the week is going to be the first pub I went to in Birmingham that served me a Guinness in a John Smith's pint glass.
Ooh.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, Guinness, John Smith's pint glass.
Normal.
It was a normal beer tap as well. Wasn't a nitrogen one. Was a normal one. And put it this way, I didn't finish it.
It could even be the second pub. You had to pay £3 just to get into the pub.
Oh yeah, £3 to get in, cash only, and then you get in. They didn't have anything left on draft outside.
Yeah,
they had with cans.
Yeah, they only had Foster's, Carlsberg, and a dark fruits.
To be fair, the cans I did have a red stripe, and I do like red stripe, so I'll give them that. Like the cans weren't too bad, but still. I basically paid £7 for a can of red stripe. Make that make sense.
Right. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it. Birmingham. Why are you the second city? Huh? Why are you the second city? It's Manchester. Manchester's the second city. You lot are shit.
Zing.
Fucking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. What? Guinness in a John Smith glass. No wonder you got no good teams. Right. Premier League table update. Starting from the bottom, because we're nearly there. Bournemouth now bottom of the table, who find themselves 6 goals adrift on the difference between them and South Coast rival Southampton, who are also on 21, and negative 21 goal difference as it happens. So all the 21s for Blackjack. In 18th, joining them in the relegation zone, just by a factor of 8 goals on the difference, is Everton still, after they failed to win against Nottingham Forest. Just above them is Leeds in 17th. West Ham, Leicester, Nottingham Forest, and Wolves make up your 16th to 13th teams. Crystal Palace, 12th, 27 points. 5 points off of 18th. I'm starting to feel that collar's starting to get a little bit tight there for me. I'm not going to lie. The air is starting to run out. 7 points ahead of us, we find Aston Villa and Chelsea in 11th and 10th, respectively. And the top 10. This hurts. This hurts. Not so much for this team. Brentford. I forgot about Brentford also. Brentford beat Fulham 3-2. Well done. I forgot to add them in. But we are on 1 hour, 15 minutes gone. So well done, Brentford. You won 3-2. Good for you. There's your review. They're on 38 points. They are level with Brighton and Hove Albion, who are 6 goals ahead on the difference. They are 8th. Just above them, but by a point, is Fulham having a super season with the lowest goal difference in the top 10, with only a positive 4 for them. Just above them, 2 points ahead in 6th place is Newcastle United. Dropping very, very quickly now are the Magpies. They've got to do something about that. Liverpool, for the first time in a very, very long time, are in the top 5 after their 7-0 thrashing of Manchester United. Just above them, but with 3 points, but with an extra game played, so this could all change, is Tottenham Hotspur in 45 points. Above them by 4 points is Manchester United. Pretty much, you can safely say that this 7-0 thrashing has ended their title race. That is my opinion. If ever they were in this title race, guess what? They weren't. Whoever said they were. What you're drinking, I want some. It's better than rain, nephew. Nearly went there. Oh, Nippon is striking. Nippon's trying to come at me at the end of the game. Right, Man United in 3rd, Manchester City in 2nd, 9 points ahead, and of course 5 points clear of them. In 1st place is still Arsenal. Oh God, 12 games to go, guys. Oh boy, this is going to be a very, very close title race. So, that was the Premier League review show, the longest one yet, I believe, at just under 1 hour, 20 minutes. One
Bayern
last
won
question.
2-0, so PSG are out, and Tottenham got a red card, and it's 90 plus 6. And it's still 0-0, so they're probably out as well.
They are out. Cool. One last question here. Closing thoughts. Who are we thinking is the bottom 3 now? We'll start with you, Dan.
I think it'll be Bournemouth, Southampton. I'm sticking with what I thought before. Bournemouth, Southampton, Leeds.
Okay, JC, over to you. Your bottom 3, please.
Exactly the same.
Okay, I'm going to go ever so slightly different. I'm going to take out Leeds, and I'm going to drop in West Ham.
They were my outside shout, to be fair.
Because I feel like this Prioritizing on the European run is going to cost them very, very dearly, unless they can start actually scoring goals. Otherwise, it's kind of strange. I have a funny feeling this is indicative of what could have happened to us had we won the FA Cup. Just saying, Pardew would have got us relegated if he had won that FA Cup. If that dance had won us a cup. Oh boy. Oh boy. One last comment here. Big up, mate. Big up yourself.
Yeah, Sean.
Ah, well, gentlemen, thank you ever so much for joining me. Guess what, guys? I do have friends. They're here.
Not anymore.
Football friends. All right, cool. He's not. Well, he's not going to get it. Oh, right.
I was going to go
not
as well
saying-
then. Damn.
All right, you both of you can go. I'll just shout myself out then. Great. So, JC, where can people find you, my good friend?
So if I point towards the door, it's over there.
That's right. Yeah. That was great. Thank you. Dan, where can people find you, mate?
No, I'm joking. You can find me on Twitter, find me on YouTube. I haven't done a video in a while. I'm just taking a little break, mainly because I can't be bothered. I'll be honest. I recently did a thread about why Palace's attack is so crap at the moment on Twitter. So if you want to have a look at that, that's on my Twitter page.
Lovely, lovely stuff. You guys can find me at Sell Her Saint on Twitter. And now you can find me there. Saint of Selhurst. No! Is it there? Oh, I've not mirrored my camera.
You
Hey,
guys
hey.
laughed at me for doing that. So hold that.
Turnabout is fair play. Turnabout is fair play. So you can actually
I
find me
mirrored it and I got memes. So let's get the
there.
clip out again.
So
back.
right there is the app where you can actually follow me on YouTube. You can actually subscribe to my YouTube channel because guess what? I'm actually going to be talking all sorts of sports, including football, Formula One, wrestling, you name it, everything. Everything. I am
Everything.
an encyclopedia of sport.
Everything.
Everything. Right down to the World Tiddlywinks Championships. I will cover it. I am better than Sky Sports. Only,
Better.
I wouldn't say better looking. But
Thanks,
there we go. Hazza, thank you very much, my friend. Right, guys. Oh, thank you ever so much for joining me. Thank you to my co-hosts as well. This has been the Premier League Review Show. Thank you very much for watching. Good night and God bless. We out.
Oh.